Hello everyone, welcome to the ECB Academy Phase 2 and this is Alsa Chahani Fatli, you can call me Shah, and I'm the ICB Data Coordinator. Today we are gonna talk a little bit about a crucial topic for your success, which is the game board of the data in the ECB. And then this session might be a little bit heavy, and I split it up into part 1 and part 2, and for both part we'll be using a chess analogy through the session, so get ready to think strategically. So talking about chess, you might be familiar with the words board and pieces, the rules, and also the smart move. It's basically to win the games you need to understand the board, know your pieces, and make a smart move. Like, to make sure that you win the game, data is the one that you need, because data is the information that help you to do all of that. Think of it as a fact and insight that guide every decision that you make on the board. Before we're moving on, let's make sure that we are on the same page. Based on the Oxford Dictionary, data is a fact and statistic collected together for reference or analysis. It's basically raw materials of every strategic decision, and everyone's in their daily life they need data. They need to understand the data and they need to analyze the data to make sure that they are choosing, or like they are taking the right part, the right decision, or like at least make decisions that have a low risk for them. Here's a quick look at our agenda for today. We will start with the board and pieces, which is all about building an effective databases and using your data to play better. Then we will talk about the rules. It's gonna be focusing on data privacy and fair play. And then finally, we'll cover ready for the game, which is about the first crucial move that you can do. So, let's begin with the first part of our analogy, which is the board and the pieces. Every chess game starts with the pieces in the right place. For us, is our databases. It's like a central place where we store all of the information about our pieces, which is our files. As an ICK, you are responsible for both archiving historical data and managing the current data. If your storage isn't neat and organized enough, you will run into a serious problem later when you need to find a specific file or document. And to make sure that you put the right things in the right place, you need to make it simple and consistent. Like, for example, development index. We have development index 2024 and 2025. So to make a difference, to differentiate between those two files, we put 2024 before the name of the files and 2025 before the name of the files. So we knew, okay, this is the development index from 2024 and this is the development index from the 2025. So when I'm trying to find development index, all I need to think is one keyword, which is development index, and I can get development index from 2025 and also 2024. So you need to find a keywords. Talking about organize your databases. Like I said before, the key to a good database is to make it simple and consistent. It's like having a clear chessboard. If every piece is in the wrong place, you can even start to plan your move. So here's the 3 simple steps that you can take already to have a neat databases. First, design a structure. This is where you think about what kind of data you need, what it is for, and how to organize the data into logical files or folders. Second is about consistency and standard. You need to have a consistent naming convention for your files. This ensures that everyone in the team can find what they need. And finally, maintaining and security. You must have a regular process for updating and securing your databases to prevent data loss. So, whether you want to recapping the data semesterly, quarterly, or like term a year, but I recommend to have it semesterly as a minimums, because if gonna be a year, then it means like you're gonna be returning for the next term. So semester is a wise decision to recapping your information. Then, now that you have your board and pieces in the places, how do you use the data to play better? Data isn't just a record, it's a tool for making smart move. You need to analyze your data, understand your data, because like by analyzing and understand it, you can identify patterns, discover weaknesses, and also find the opportunity that give you an advantages over the challenge that you might face. Because like as chair and MCR, you need to understand the state of your entity, because the LC might comes to you asking the same question. So when you have a databases, you can give the at least similar, I can say exact, because the reality of each entity might be different, similar suggestion to them that they can implement. This is how we utilize the databases. It's basically, this is how I'm trying to utilize the databases. I have two parts, which is planning stage and also detail stage. For the first part, it's like a drafting a tool explaining where I'm mapping out the bigger picture about the databases that I want to create or I want to keep to ensure we have historical data to support our planning. So we have a tool explanation in our internal sheet, where it's content explanation about general or for external and specific for external, general for internal, and specific for external. For internal, it's basically I'm trying to classifying or like filtering the databases. Are this file for the internal only or like for the external? If it's for internal, who can access it, who cannot access it? If it's for external, is it editable for them, or like it's only partially editable, or like they just only have few access? Or like simply you can start answering this question, like start from what are the databases that you have from the previous year until how you will utilize all those databases. By answering those questions, you will understand which information that you can keep by archiving it, and which one that you not need anymore because the data is not relevant from your term for your term. And if you want to create something new, you also need to at least understand how you will utilize those databases. That's for the planning stage. Meanwhile, for the detail stage, once you are done classifying or like filtering the databases, create a small details plan that about that simple databases. Will it be connected to another databases or will it be independent databases? Is it a central databases or like static that you want to share to external parties? And who's gonna be responsible for each tab? It should be details, because if it's not details, we might somehow blaming people in our team why it's not working, You might be also confused who you can approach if the tool is not completely updated or work. So it should be detailed. Like I said before, if it's only the data without you are the one that analyzing it, it's gonna be useless. That's your job. That's gonna be our job to make it useful. So even though you have a clean, neat, organized folder or files, without knowing how to use it, it's gonna be meaningless. So try to take a look. This we have a ECB performance dashboard, we have development index, and from ICB side we have an ICB historical databases. And trying to think how you are using the ECB performance dashboard, how you are using development index, and from our side, from the ICB historical data, since it's internal worksheet, it's a central databases where we centralize historical data to inform for the upcoming team members about the growth of the entity, the state of each entity through years, and with that they can set a strategy or like a planning how they can support the entity. And while for the performance dashboard and development index, trying to figure it out how you're using it. Moving to the unspoken rules. Now that you know how to set up your board and use your PCs, let's talk a little bit about the rules of the games. Just like the chess has a rules, we have rules for how we handle information. Like this is protecting the spirit of the games. It's basically as someone that manage and collect the data, it's crucial for you to understand for some information it might be sensitive or like it's a personal information. So you need to keep it to yourself and even only allow for specific people to have an access. And those things are the concept of the GDPR, and also to make sure that you respected the data and not sharing it to other people randomly. That's important for you to sign it an NDA, because data privacy is something non-negotiable rule in our games, and it's our duty to protect it. This is include all information that you find when you are trying to log in or like using your official Isaac account. By understanding that part, that will be help you preventing sharing information, or like at least prevent the data leak. So GDPR is a law of European Union that help people control their personal information and keep their privacy safe. And meanwhile for NDA, it's mainly a straightforward premises. It's a legal document where you agree not to share secret information that you learn while being a part of organization. Ideally, this is something that the chair need to sign, but I suggest your ECB member also sign it, because they are also the one that in touch with the file or information, so they also need to sign it to prevent any data breach. This is the overview of the GDPR in Isaac. There's a collection and access, data minimization, and also data security and laws. By following this, we are guaranteed accountability of our organization. This is the general principle, the correlation between GDPR and Isaac. Like I said before, for the NDA, it's a mandatory for a chair to sign it, but it's also recommended to the members for signing it, because the sensitivity of information that you are managing. There is no specific guideline for the NDA, but at least the NDA should cover a few things, which are definition of confidential information, obligation, duration, permitted disclosure, and consequences of breach. So the NDA should be signed right before you start your term. So if you're MCR, please make sure if you got elected chair, is not only establishment letter that they need to sign, but also the NDA. Meanwhile, for the chair, if your MCR not yet giving you the NDA that you need to sign, you can ask them about the NDA things, because basically the MC team signed the NDA, and you can sign the similar or the same document as they are. Oh, forget the last one, return or destruction of information. These are the minimum, but it can be more than this. That's going to depend on how your entity proceeded. So to recap it, build a simple and effective database to collect your data. Use the data to make informed decisions that help your team and plenary grow. And always remember to protect that data, because it's non-negotiable rule that we need to abide by. I think that's all for the part 1. I hope this session helped you a little bit to understand the importance of data in your role. And I'll see you in the part 2, where we will talk about mastering the endgame. See ya!